Yay Networks.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real Talk Kim podcast with my special guest.
Your special guest?
Who are you?
Oh, man. You can call me Lo, or you can call me Angelo.
How'd you get the name Lo?
Just call Slow and Low. That's just my tempo.
I love that.
Yeah.
You dropped some gems. Y'all, welcome to my podcast, and it is the end of May. Can you believe it? Can you believe how fast life is going?
Gosh.
Like, yo, we're already
Christmas.
walking into June.
Yeah.
I mean, it is like fast. I don't know if it's when I turn 51, but when I tell y'all life is flying, and we are already at the end of May, and we've had so much fun with y'all. Have you had fun this month with me?
I had so much fun.
You did?
So much
Making
fun.
memories.
Telling you.
Helping people.
Every day.
I love it.
Yeah.
Guess what we just had?
What, more coffee? Or?
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. Wow.
You know, when me and you started dating, it was really important to you that we stopped life and celebrated the holidays.
Yeah.
I mean, going down, grilling out, family time, like
Put your feet in the water, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to have.
So that's what we did.
Yeah, you got to have some of that water in your life.
You grilled out.
Yeah.
It was so fun. And we made memories. This is our second Memorial Day together.
Yes.
And so y'all, I want you to go right now, wherever you're watching this from. I want you to, first of all, know that you are so welcome, that you are valuable, that you matter, that you are not a mistake. There's nothing that you could ever do that would ever take God's promises away from you. And so wherever you find yourself today, this podcast is going to be, what about me? ? The thing that we always ask ourselves is, what about me? What about me? What about me? When is it going to be my turn? When is it going to be my turn to fall in love? When's it going to be my turn to live for me? What about me? And it's going to really bless you today, because I believe that God definitely leads me spiritually. Like I am quick, Angelo, to move when God tells me to move, and to preach what he wants me to preach and speak. And I believe this is a great way to end this month. What about me? That question. And so before we get into this dialogue, me and Angelo, I would love for you to right now go share this broadcast, subscribe wherever you are watching this from. I would love for you to subscribe. Every platform has a little subscribe button, and you push it, and every single time I go live, you are notified. And also, do me another favor, share this with someone. You can right now, while you are watching this, or listening to this, you can literally push that subscribe button right now so you don't forget. And you can be automatically a part of my family. You can also do us another favor and leave us a review. The reviews are there so that other people that are looking for podcasts to listen to, they know that ours is a great one. Mine's a great one to listen to. And if you're ever in Atlanta, I'm so privileged to pastor one of the greatest churches in the world, I think. Pretty spectacular, isn't it?
You are. I mean, people ask all the time, how can they get in your boot camp? So how can they get in your boot camp? How can they get in your mastermind?
Yeah. I'm just so thankful that I get to do all of that for starters. So we've got several courses. Okay, you can get my masterminds, which is my one-on-one coaching. You can get in my RTK Inner Circle, which is my community. I meet with them every other Monday, pouring into them. You get devotions every morning to start your day off. All of that you can find right there at realtalkkim.com. That's realtalkkim.com. And we just launched my brand new book called Unstuck. And it goes great with this topic today. What about me? You can find it anywhere books are sold, Barnes and Noble, anywhere. It's everywhere. It's killing it. I'm really, really proud of this. It's a 90-day devotional.
It's great.
And we'll talk about that more too. And so go get your journal. You want to write down stuff that God drops in your spirit. I wrote my first book, y'all, Beautifully Broken, off of journal. And so don't miss out on what God wants to do in your life through your words and a healing season. And so go tell a friend, phone a friend, share us with somebody that you love. And we will be right back after this break. So what we're talking about, Angelo, is that little spirit that will jump on our backs if we're not careful.
Right.
And that is the spirit of, what about me? What about me? Why is he getting to live that life? And I'm over here struggling. Why did they get that big break and I've been beating the pavement and can't get a break? And before you know it, that little comparison spirit will jump on you, and the very people that God brought in your life, you will quit talking to them. Yeah. Brought them into your life to help you go to another level. And all of a sudden you've ran them off because you got jealous. You can't hide jealousy. Did you know that?
No, you can't.
Haters.
You can't.
Jealous people.
I mean, when you say, what about me?
Yeah.
Like, why is her ring? I mean, show that ring. What about, put it right there at the camera. See? But everybody want to know, what about me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've experienced haters. Yeah. Like, y'all, we've experienced, but we've got way more love than hate. Yeah. But there have been people that are just hell-bent on finding something wrong with us, but they ain't nothing wrong with us.
It's not wrong.
Y'all just keep on looking because we did this thing right. We did this right. We have fallen in love, and we are not saying, what about me? No. We got ready for each other.
Never had to worry about what someone else was doing.
No.
Didn't care that they had the nicest car. Didn't care if they had the biggest house. Didn't care if they had all the...
You really don't.
All the clothes and,
You were not moved by none of that.
No.
That's what I loved about you. Are so different than anything that I'd ever dated or ever any relationship that I'd ever been into, because you're definitely an alpha.
Yeah.
And you're very secure in yourself.
Yeah.
And because of that, you ain't moved by nothing.
No.
Nothing. It makes you like you didn't walk in my world and you weren't like, oh my God, you got all this. You do what? You never got caught up in the flare. You never got caught up in the claps. It has just been the best feeling in the world that you have not been one of those, what about me?
Yeah.
What about me over here? What about my needs? You've never been like that.
No.
And I'm just so grateful. So you're a twin.
Yes. For the last 50 something years, I am.
So you're a twin.
Yeah.
You have 10 brothers and sisters.
Yes, 10 of us.
And I got one. Got one brother, and he is 2 years older than me. Where do you fall in the family, you and your brother?
Gosh, I remember when you say 10, what we fall in, what, the age bracket?
Yeah.
We somewhere in the 7 to 6 range of the age bracket, I guess. Yeah.
And it's so funny, baby, because I know twins, y'all kind of have the same, like you think the same sometimes, like you feel.
Yeah.
And, did you ever go through a season where you found yourself, because y'all were twins, where you ever found your brother getting leverage and you'd be like, but what about me? Or were you always just this kind of guy that you are now, where you are just in your lane? Because you're a twin.
Yeah, but when you're a twin, you're always going to look out for each other. Yeah. Because we did everything together. We did good. We made the bad look real ugly sometime, being twins. So whatever, if I was nice and he was bad, I had to do something I was getting in trouble anyway. Yeah. Yeah.
You were like, we're riding.
Yeah, we go ride. And, I remember when, I can't remember, but they say we burned down the garage. So
I love that.
Playing with matches. Uh-huh. Yeah. So we was gonna always do certain things, you know. And like you say, we never had to worry about, well, he got it good and I had to do this and I was looking good over here.
I did.
Yeah, I never.
I did. Yeah. I remember several years of my life that my brother, I remember my daddy passed down his church. My daddy passed down Church of the Harvest in Jonesboro, which was my dad's church he built. And he passed it down to my brother at 23. And I remember for years, I let it eat me up. Yeah. That I am struggling over here working retail. And he just got a legacy handed to him. And you know that kept me tripped up.
But you wasn't holy.
I was not hood. Living right.
You was more hood. You was more hood, not holy. You was more hood, not holy though, right?
But I never looked at it like that. Like I never looked at it like, well, duh. The reason you don't have a church is because you ratchet.
Yeah.
Like I always just thought like, I can fit in any room. Like you put me in a room with a bunch of duds and I'm going to handle it. Like I am a problem solver. And so I never thought about, last episode we talked about your brand. We talked about your your integrity. Well, I didn't realize that my integrity.
Can you imagine you had all your hood and holy friends probably jumping up there on the platform doing their own thing and stuff?
So well, I was definitely nay-naying and not praying. And I wasn't like, I mean, I would play church, but I no more really had a relationship with God.
Right.
But for so many years, I was like, what about me? And I remember finally when I lost everything and I'm living back at my mom and daddy's house at 36, feeling sorry for myself, starting over with my 2 sons after my 18-year marriage ended.
Right.
You listen to me. It was like for the first time in my life, I realized, oh, this is my choices.
Yeah.
This is my choices. And I've been mad wanting my mother and daddy to give me stuff. I was mad at my mother and daddy. And not even taking into consideration that my mother and daddy had the blood of the sheep on their hands.
Yeah.
So if they handed something down to me and I scarred those people, then it was going to fall on them because they made a decision that was wrong. And my mom and daddy wasn't going to let, just because I was their blood daughter.
You ever seen a church turn into a nightclub? It probably would have turned into a nightclub if you would have just handed it to you.
I just kept thinking that if they saw what was in me, that I would flip. I would act right. Yeah. But that's not how God works.
Right.
Like he needs you to get it together. He needs, look, people see your deeds, but God sees your heart.
Yeah.
And so I'm walking around like, what about me? Mad at my mother and my father, mad at the world, mad at everybody. Yeah. It was never my fault. And man, when I lost it all, like the third time I lost it all, I literally remember one night laying in my bed and I was like, it's me.
Right.
When I tell you the reality check, it's me.
Yeah,
I did everything they said I did.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be that person. I remember I even would go to my dad and say, don't you see I've changed? And he'd be like, yep, I see you're changing, but you need to still keep learning. And then I would get offended that he didn't see what I wanted him to see. It was like I kept being my worst enemy, Angelo.
Well, he knew.
Yeah, he knew.
He knew it'd take time.
And he was protecting me.
It'd take time to heal.
Yeah.
So, and that's the reason when people say, what about me? You know, and I remember when we was watching the first, and that was you. That was you in the movie Color Purple when she came out of that, singing, speak to me, Lord. Speak to me.
Sing it.
Speak to me. Lord, speak to me. And I think when she came, when she came out of that nightclub, because she was coming out of that little juke joint.
Yeah.
And they start marching into that church and she was trying to show her dad. See, Dad?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what you was trying to prove to your dad.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you a little analogy here, but that's what happens and stuff.
Yeah.
That person that's on certain things, or they on drugs and they want this attention.
Yeah.
Like, speak to
and
me.
You know that's
they
why.
They want that attention. That's all it is. They are the drinking or whatever.
Yes.
But they still coming and don't never close that door. Don't never close that door because they come in it's a church home for them.
Yeah.
And it's a parent that ain't gonna never give up on their kids.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you.
Man, my parents didn't. And I'm so thankful.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful, Angelo, that I remember mine was a checkpoint.
Yeah.
I was driving home and there was a checkpoint and I'd been partying. I was 37 years old and I was hurt and angry at the divorce and I was just acting out. And I remember pulling up at that checkpoint.
At 37?
At 37.
Oh yeah, I retired from partying by then.
Listen, but I never partied. I was raised strict. Yeah. And so it was like I did all mine after my kids were born. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I was like Little House on the Prairie.
We were. We were. I was sheltered. And so I
couldn't even show these arms.
No,
like this.
Couldn't show your elbows because these elbows can make any man fall. They're so sexy. So I was acting out, and I remember I got to a checkpoint, and the police came, and I thought, I'm going to jail. This is it. And I remember I was scared to death. I mean, there was no reason why that they shouldn't take me. And that man comes and opens the window, and I handed him out my license, and I just sat there numb because I knew I deserved it. And all of us, you want to say something funny right now, don't you? You little.
I'm not going to say
it. I'm
not saying
you see
anything.
That snide.
They know what? They know I don't even talk that much.
You are a liar.
I don't even talk that much. I hear it in the comments all the time. I just be up here just looking at you and reading your mind and
What
stuff.
were you thinking right now?
I was like, you know what?
Tell me.
If you was to Duval County and stuff, I'm going to tell you how the story would have went. Anywhere between 295 and 95 to 10, if you had anything in the car, open container, a little Mary Jane that you call it, well, we call it marijuana, but you would have been like, you would already had one of your orange jumpsuit on by now. Well, it would have had a number on there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Yo, Jason. Yeah, that would have been like.
I'm thankful that I was in Fayetteville, Georgia.
Yeah, Fayetteville, Georgia.
I was at that checkpoint, and that man comes back to my car.
Yeah.
And he leans his head in my car, and he says, Kim Jones, get your butt home.
Oh, yeah.
He said, my parents live next to your parents, and we know your story.
Yeah.
And you get home and don't you ever, I was only like a mile from the place. By then I was sober.
Oh, yeah.
He said, get your butt home. Your kids need a stable mom. Angelo, it was like that victim spirit jerked off of me. It was like I had a encounter.
Right.
What the devil meant for evil, God shifted in my favor. And I went home, and I remember when I got home, I was so nervous.
You were so nervous.
That I walk up my stairs at my parents' house. Now, my sons live with me at my parents' house. Like, I literally probably had all the reason in the world to be a victim of my own story, but it was not getting me anywhere. I walked up the stairs, y'all, and I knocked off every picture walking up the stairs because I was so nervous and I was still buzzed.
Yeah.
And I knocked off all the pictures, and I hear my dad coming out of the bedroom. And all I could think about, 37. All I could think about is, oh my gosh. Like, I felt like I was back in kindergarten.
Right.
And I'm in trouble. And I hear my daddy walking up those stairs, and I play dead. Just lay there. Like, he's going to think I've been here. Forget about all the pictures I just knocked off the staircase. And he comes, and I remember I'm laying there, and I felt his breath, like leaning over me, looking. And I just did this. Over my eye, looked at him. And I remember my daddy looked at me. He said, baby, he said, I hope you don't have a hangover tomorrow because you're going to get up and praise your way out on that platform. And I remember I said, Dad, you gonna kill all your people. There's going to be a lightning bolt that's going to go through that roof and kill everybody because I've not been up to no good. And he said, I refuse to lose you. And it was like one night changed my perspective.
Yeah.
And I went from, what about me?
Right.
To, oh my God, I got a pulse, which means God's got a plan.
Got a plan.
And man, Angelo, I look today. I mean, I still made some mistakes. Because I've always been that kind of girl that I'm just like, I ain't scared of nothing. Never dreamed I'd be a pastor in a church. Never dreamed that I would be leading movement for Jesus, getting heaven more crowded.
Oh, yeah.
I would always just make decisions based off of pain and hurt. And I'm going to show you I'm going to prove to you. And here I was laying in that bed and never did it again.
And you never did it again. See, they would have had to take me to jail because they know I probably like next week. I'm like, I'm gonna be like,
I don't believe that.
No, I'm just saying.
You are so straight laced.
I'm so good though. But we know where the police hiding at. So don't go over there by the bridge underneath here. Go the other way and stuff. If you've been
I remember when we first started dating. There's a place here in Atlanta called Johnny Hideaways.
Yeah,
and it's where like the old Miami Vice people, like all of us old heads, would go in there, and it looks like red velvet and small ceilings. You probably couldn't even fit in there. It doesn't remind but they go and it gets so packed with people our age and they're dancing. And I wanted to go. There was a couple that we know that was going. And I was like, let's go. I was so excited because I'm like in love and dating. What about me? What about me? I want to have fun too. And I remember you were like,
Girl, this ain't South Beach. This look like.
But that's not even what you said.
No, you couldn't be in places like that.
He told me, he said.
You couldn't be in places like that.
You can't. God's trusting you too much.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, this dude, like you're holding me more accountable than somebody else.
Yeah.
And you know what I realized? I think my whole life I had been a type of person that got bored. Like I just wanted to do stuff. I just wanted to have fun. And that's the one thing that you brought into my life, peace.
Yeah.
Like peace in the middle of everything. Just learning to love and cohabitate where we are. What about me? I mean, because basically you being with that person there because they having fun. But after the fun is over, you're going back to your grandma's house and sleeping on the floor when you need to be getting yourself together. Like, what about me? You're the type of person that you living for the weekend. Yeah,
man. I mean, who's living for the weekend? I'm like, wow. When you can have...
Trying to fill a void.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like even that person that is maybe lost their whole family that's watching us right now to addiction. You keep going back.
Yeah.
You can't just cut it out. And you're like, I can't. Yes, you can. The same way you picked it up is the same way you lay it down.
Yeah.
And I think it is getting to a place where you stop beating yourself up, where you stop saying, what about me?
Yeah.
And you change the narrative. You change what you're saying to yourself. And you allow yourself to take back your life. That you realize in Amos 9:13, it says, what does it say? God's decree says things are about to happen so fast.
That your head was about to spin.
That what?
That your head was about to spin.
That your head is about to spin, blessing upon blessing. You won't be able to keep up. And you know, you're watching today a girl that, man, I took so many L's. And I finally broke that what about me off of my life. Right. And God brought beautiful peace to my life. And the same for you.
Yeah. And now you travel all over the world.
Yeah.
All on these platforms from Daystar.
Yeah.
You know.
I pinch myself every day.
Have some great friends. Jewel Tanker, Dee Dee Freeman. Yeah. You know, it's good. But
Chatter. Let's just give a shameless plug for Chatter.
For Chatter, you know.
You can find that on In the Black Network.
Yes. And the thing is, the reason why, because you had to look at your circle.
Yeah.
So you got to take your circle.
Come on,
you show me your circle, I'll show you your future.
And I promised you that's the truth.
So you had to.
Sometimes you got parasites. That. The reason your health is bad, the reason you can't get ahead, is because you got parasites around you.
Yeah.
You got people that only look like your past instead of your future.
And guess what? Those people got it all together. Guess what? They're going to pick you up. They're going to take you out of the town. They're going to take you out of the country. But after it's over, they're dropping you back off to your mama house. You're going to get flew out.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is, but where you go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what I learned is if you let people that have nothing to lose in your life, they will help you lose everything.
Yeah.
And I tell people this all the time, and I want you to take an inventory of this. If you are in a season where you are devastated and you don't feel like getting back up again, maybe you've been judged. Maybe your spouse just died and you started dating somebody 3 months later and everybody's judging you and you let what they did to you get in you. I'm telling you today, You have got to get people in your life that won't let you stay there. So what we're going to do is we're going to shoot to break, and then we're going to come back, and I have something I feel from the Lord. The Lord's dropped in my spirit to depart this episode with. And we're going to break off that what about me.
What about me?
Baby, you are
what about me?
Everything that you're looking for. We love you, and we'll be right back after this break. This episode of Real Talk Kim is brought to you by Wild Grain. If you've got family and friends coming for dinner, then you're already anticipating that, oh my gosh, do I have enough food feeling? It's not fun, but there's no need for it. Get Wild Grain, and you'll always have crowd-pleasing breads, rolls, pastries, pastas, and more in your freezer. Wild Grain is the first ever baked from frozen subscription box for sourdoughs, bread, fresh pasta, and an arsenal of pastries. Every item bakes from frozen in just 25 minutes or less. That's 25 minutes or less from frozen. No thawing required. The team at Wild Grain just sent me a new box. So delicious. So delicious. Everything inside. Let me tell you about it. They have from sweets to breads. And I love the fact that it happens quickly. It doesn't take forever for this bread to rise. Just in a second, the bread is ready. You can also get all kinds of desserts, so you don't have to cook desserts. So you want to go right now and you want to customize your Wild Grain box. So you can choose any combination of breads, pastas, pastries. You can even build a box of only breads or only pastas or only pastries if you would like. Plus, for a limited time, you can get $30 off the first box, plus free croissants in every box. When you go to wildgrain.com/RTK to start your subscription, that's right this second, you want those free croissants, y'all. You heard me, free croissants in every box and $30 off your first box when you go to wildgrain.com/RTK. That's wildgrain.com/RTK, or you can also use my promo code RTK at checkout. Happy eating! Hello, everybody, and welcome back. So in the commercial, our producer was laughing at us because he said, you need to make sure you let them know that was 1985 Color Purple.
Yeah.
I love it because we sat down and watched Color Purple together, and you made me watch the first one first because you said you gotta watch the first one. And then after we watched the first one, you're like, oh no, that second one, we started watching, you were like, that second one don't even do it justice.
Yeah, you had to watch it.
I love it.
Yeah.
So y'all, this whole episode, we have been talking about that spirit that will jump on every single one of us, whether it is you dealing with infertility, you being mad because somebody over here living like the devil is popping out kids left and right with 10 different baby daddy and you can't have one with your spouse. You gotta make sure that spirit of what about me doesn't jump on you, because you will watch other people's blessings and allow that to get inside of you and taint your spirit. And you have to know that everything that God has for you is for you. And that it doesn't matter if you are a late bloomer. It doesn't matter if you found yourself 38 years of marriage, 40 years of marriage, and walking through a divorce and devastated that all those years are gone and you never saw it coming. Right. There is life after a final chapter. That's a final chapter for that season. But sometimes God has to close the door in order to set up for the next scene. So I want you today to allow yourself to get up. I got a new book out. Y'all got to go get it, called Unstuck. It is everywhere books are sold. Go get that book because it's a 90-day journal, because you have to reprogram yourself. Right? Even after a divorce. Yeah. You got to learn your new norm. After a death of a loved one, you've got to learn the new norm. And it's not going to happen with you living in the what about me. Yeah. Right? It happens when you realize that, I say it all the time, as long as you ain't dead, God ain't done. As long as you have a pulse, God's got a plan. Right. It's learning to realize that God is in the details, and that if he's brought you to it, he's put everything on the inside of you to get through it. And so today, forgive yourself. Today, get up. Today, stop being mad. Today, stop needing an apology that you may never get and being okay with that. And allowing yourself to get out of the what about me. I don't think me and you would have found each other.
No.
If we wouldn't have lived there.
Nope.
We were both so at peace.
Right.
That when we met each other at that restaurant.
It's like, why me? Like,
why not
me? Why not me? Why not me?
Come on.
Like, why not me?
God, why you? Because you were built to do it.
Yeah.
You were built to walk this journey. Yeah. And you can do it and your best. It's that rear view mirror. You used an analogy one time about the rear view mirror and the windshield. Remember that?
Right. Yeah. People looking out of you're looking out the rear view mirror. You're looking out, because the rear view mirror, you see what cars. And then now you got some cars with the blind spots on the outside of those mirrors. But at the same time, we all been blindsided by something or somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, you say you was getting
even
ready.
The mirror's not going to stop you sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, you can have all the safety stuff around it.
Yeah.
You can move all around. You can have the fastest car. And we see some of the fastest car. Guess what?
You can have all the precaution in place.
They're in the accident. Yeah.
Because it's life.
Yeah.
But you also said that rearview mirror is put there so that you don't back up to stuff that's in your past.
Yeah.
But there's a big old windshield so that you can focus forward. Mm-hmm. But I love that.
Yeah.
There's blind spot mirrors now too. And there's also little mechanisms that beep. There's somebody beside you. Don't you get over. And you still sometimes miss the blind spot. And so today, give yourself permission. You have a bestseller. Everybody's got a story.
Everybody.
But yours is a bestseller. We love you so much. Thank you for joining us. Get rid of the what about me or why me. And live in the why not me. I was built for this. We love you.
Why not me?
Why not me? I love that.
I'm here because I feel that I should be here.
Come on.
And it's about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not me? It's about me. Whatever you want to say, right? Yeah, it's our season and we're enjoying it. So y'all go to realtalkkim.com right now and get in one of my master classes. We got a business boot camp. We got all kinds of master classes you can get in. You can also get my RTK Inner Circle, which is my community. Every other Monday night I'm on. Or you can get in my one-on-one coaching. I am literally, man, I'm busy.
Yeah.
And you are a great wind in myself for that. All right. So we love you guys. If you're in Atlanta, get to Limitless Church, 1653 Highway 85 South, Fayetteville, Georgia. 30215 every Sunday, 10 and 11:30 across from Whitewater High School. And listen. Make sure right now you share this with somebody and you subscribe. Love you. See you next week.
Yay Networks.